What up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. My name's DROKU, and today we're going to be talking about your intermediate steering shaft replacement for your 1999 Toyota 4runner or your third generation, as well as your first generation Toyota Tacomas. Here is what an intermediate steering shaft looks like. Got mine purchased from eBay Motors. You guys can do the same, or go to your Toyota dealership and give them your VIN number. So here is your intermediate steering shaft replacement. For this repair, you're going to need 10mm, 12mm, Phillips head screwdriver, some channel locks, some baling wire, die cutters. Most importantly, you're going to need safety glasses. Also, very important, you're going to need some blue thread locker, some gloves possibly, little pry bars, maybe a marker, and this video. I've already replaced my intermediate steering shaft. This is my old one. I don't know if you can hear that, but you probably could not. It's very smooth. You should be able to hear a spring or feel a spring. It should not be able to, you shouldn't be able to move it like this. It should stay pretty solid. If you're experiencing any steering wobble, any veering of your steering, this could be your diagnosis. It could be some other things too, but if you diagnose that it is your intermediate steering shaft replacement, it's very easy to fix once you purchase your part. Like I said, mine has the tilt mechanism, or maybe I didn't say it, but mine has the tilt mechanism. You're going to want to make sure you order your intermediate steering shaft with the tilt mechanism if you have it. If not, make sure you order the part that doesn't have it. So this one here is the rag joint. This rag joint actually came with my replacement intermediate steering shaft I purchased from eBay. This is the 12mm. And just a little quick info, you cannot put these parts back on wrong. There is a flat spot right there, and it lines up with this flat spot in there. Look, we could try it. It won't go on until you get it lined up with the flat spot, as you can see. Also, where your steering wheel shaft goes in to this intermediate steering shaft, it also lines up, and you cannot put it back together improperly. Toyota does a very good job on doing that, but if you feel the need, you can make some marks on where it's at. Also, for underneath where the rag joint connects on to your intermediate steering shaft, you are going to want to make a mark or keep a reference on how far in this spline goes into this spline. These grooves going into those grooves, if that makes sense, if you don't know what a spline is. And mine was about halfway, about right there is where mine went into. And you're going to want to put it back at that same exact position when you install this intermediate steering shaft back into your rag joint. So I'm going to go over here and show you in the vehicle the location of this intermediate steering shaft, as well as a little explanation on how to get your steering wheel shaft out. I put a video in the description of Budget Mechanic Hawaii. He tells you how to get your steering wheel shaft out correctly. He's doing a steering wheel shaft weld mod that I will be doing later on. I'll show you how that gets done. If you want to check this video out there, you can also go to Timmy the Toolman. His video is going to be in the description as well. He does the same steering wheel shaft mod, and they'll tell you how to get your steering wheel shaft out and get to this part to where you're going to be replacing your intermediate steering shaft. So let's jump into my third generation 1999 Toyota 4runner Limited 4-wheel drive. First thing you're going to want to do for this job is take off your steering wheel, connect with the steering wheel shaft. Like I said, the video in the description will tell you properly how to get there. And you're going to need your 10mm, your Phillips head screwdriver. You're also going to need to disconnect these cables that come here. Take off this panel, come down here, locate where the intermediate steering shaft connects to your steering wheel shaft by the 12mm bolt. Disconnect the 12mm bolt and pull your steering wheel shaft out of the vehicle. Set it aside. Come back under here. You're going to want to get underneath here. There is, I will show you, there's a Velcro cover. Yours might have it, might not, along with some 10mm bolts. There's 5 of them that connect on this plastic cover shroud. You're going to want to get off those 10mm bolts, pry up the shroud, get it up and loose for when you come underneath your vehicle. And here we are locating your intermediate steering shaft right here, along with 12mm bolt and the rag joint. I kept my rag joint on the vehicle because it was not bad, and so you're going to want to disconnect this 12mm bolt, along with making your reference to where the flat mark I said earlier in the video on how far in your intermediate steering shaft goes into your rag joint. Make sure you keep a reference note on that. So after you have that disconnected, you should be able to pull your intermediate steering shaft out through here. You're going to want to take out your intermediate steering shaft, and then after you get that to that part, you're just going to reverse these steps like I showed you and put your intermediate steering shaft back on, getting back underneath the vehicle. So when you come and put the intermediate steering shaft back on to your rag joint, once you get it into the place like I said, make sure you apply some blue Loctite to this bolt. I don't have torque specs, but just get it very snug, not too tight, and it should be okay. If you want to find some torque specs online, feel free. After you connect your intermediate steering shaft down into your rag joint, come back up here. You're going to reverse the steps, put back on that shroud with the 10mm bolts, and then you're going to put your steering shaft back in here, as well as applying some blue Loctite to the threads of that 12mm bolt as well. I don't have torque specs for that either, just nice and snug, not too tight. And you're going to reverse the steps for putting on your steering wheel shaft, and that's pretty much it. And make sure you have the right tools, you have your safety glasses. Do this repair at your own risk. This channel is not liable for anything, any damages or injuries that may occur. Like I said, do this video at your own risk. One more time, you're going to need 10mm, some 12mm, a Phillips head screwdriver, your pry bars possibly, your channel locks, a marker if you would like, your blue Loctite, safety glasses most important, some lights if you need, gloves, some dike strip or dike cutters, baling wire, because you're going to be making this loop. And this, my friends, is going to help you get back on the springs that are connected to your tilt mechanism on your steering wheel shaft. Also a thin piece of metal. In this case, I used an old Sawzall blade to disconnect those springs. And the fellows in the videos in the links in the description will tell you why you need those tools. I'm not showing you that. Go check out that video. And thank you for watching this video. I hope it helped you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button. Consider subscribing. We love you. We're going to get to as many maintenance videos as we can for the 3rd generation 4runner. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below and let me know. I will get back to them as soon as I can. Thank you guys. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day and peace.